Good morning if you're watching this in morning, good afternoon if you're watching this in afternoon, and good evening if you're watching this in evening. Today we are going to discuss wind force. What is wind force?
Wind is the movement of air relative to the Earth's surface. As with all moving things, it is caused by a force acting on it. Force is a pull or push that changes the resting state, motion, or direction of an object.
There are five forces that influence the speed or direction of winds. First, the pressure gradient force. Second, advection. Third, centrifugal force. Fourth, Coriolis force. And fifth is the turbulent drag.
What is pressure gradient force? The pressure gradient force is a force from high to low pressure over a distance. Without differences in pressure, there would be no wind because there would be nothing to accelerate airflow.
Advection. Advection is included in the list of forces. It is actually not a true force. Still, advection can result in change of wind speed in some locations. Wind moving through a point carries specific momentum, which is defined as momentum per unit mass. Recall that momentum is mass times velocity. Specific momentum then is simply equal to the velocity of wind speed. Therefore, as wind moves by a point, the wind can move or advect variations in winds to fixed location.
Centrifugal force. The centrifugal force is an apparent force that includes the effect of inertia for winds moving along a curved path. The directionality of the centrifugal force points toward from the center of the curve. The centrifugal force is the opposite of the centripetal force. As we know, inertia is the physics tendency to remain unchanged. Therefore, inertia causes an air parcel to move along straight line. Turning the air parcel along a curved path requires a centripetal force that pulls inward to the center of rotation. As a result, a net imbalance of other forces occurs.
Coriolis force. The Coriolis force is another apparent force that occurs due to the rotation of Earth. The Coriolis force is a deflecting force. It acts only on objects already in motion. Therefore, it cannot create wind, but it can change the wind direction by deflecting it. The Coriolis force acts perpendicular to the direction of motion, but whether the Coriolis force acts 90 degrees to the right or left of the motion vector depends on the hemisphere on Earth. In the northern hemisphere, the Coriolis force acts 90 degrees to the right of the motion vector, while in the southern hemisphere, the force acts 90 degrees to the left of the motion vector.
Then last is the turbulent drag. Turbulent drag occurs when Earth's surface or objects on it cause resistance to airflow and reduce the wind speed. Any object on Earth's surface can cause drag, such as grass, trees, and buildings, which block and declerate wind.
The Beaufort scale.
It was in 1805 that British naval officer Francis Beaufort invented the scale that bears his name. Constantly refined, it classifies wind in 13 categories, linked to speed, sea conditions, and the visible impact on land. On weather maps, a symbol indicates its strength. Force 0 means a complete absence of wind, with levels rising up the scale as the breeze develops. From force 5, the wind causes waves. On land, trees begin to sway. At force 6, the whistling of the wind can be audible. When it reaches force 8, small branches break off trees and waves on the ocean start to break. At force 10, the wind becomes a storm, causing significant damage on land. The storm becomes violent once it hits force 11, causing waves more than 11 meters high. When gusts reach 118 kilometers per hour, the wind speed hits force 12. It's at this point the weather system becomes a cyclone or hurricane. Winds of this strength devastate everything in their path.
That's all guys. Thank you for watching and always remember nga di ta magtuo sa buto.